Hello, Phil here from Wings of Pegasus, and welcome to another analysis video. On the agenda tonight we have Peter Frampton, and this is coming from 1975. He's going to be playing Show Me the Way, so let's get Peter up on screen and see how he gets on. I'm just going to stop it there because we've got a few things to kind of look at already. And certainly in the intro, if you kind of have got eagle eyes, if you don't play guitar, if you play guitar, you'll see that Peter's using what's called a Talkbox. So it's a tube that goes into your mouth when you're playing guitar, and it basically changes the frequencies of the notes, or at least kind of the sound of the notes, basically vocalizing them. So by shaping your mouth, it is editing the frequencies. I don't want to get kind of too complicated, but you'll see that he's got a tube in his mouth, and kind of more recently, you would have seen Richie Sambora. He likes to do this, and you know, you'll hear it, especially in the hits of "Living on a Prayer." That's that noise and that certain effect that they have in the intro. So yeah, that's called a Talkbox. So yeah, Peter was doing this in 1975. So he was doing this well before Sambora and Bon Jovi, but it gets used all over the place. But yeah, so every time that he wants to get into that effect, he'll have to get up to that tube and put it in his mouth, and then shape his mouth to change the frequencies to then effectively vocalize the guitar. And it kind of turns it into another voice, and it's a really cool effect. The other thing is that don't let the guitar playing fly under the radar just because of the effect that's on it. You've still got to play really cleanly, because if you're really messy, and obviously it's going to sound really bad. So really cool start here, and Peter's one of those guys who has got a voice that could be just a designated frontman voice. He's got a really great vocal, but there's some really nice lines going on there guitar-wise as well. Really nice blues lines. As I said, don't let the effect put you off from kind of listening to that guitar and listening to the little lines that he's playing.
But all I really wanna know, I want you. Show me the way. I want you. Show me the way. I can't see no reason living on your nerves when someone drops a cup and I submerge, swimming in a circle. I feel I'm going down. There has to be a fool to play my part. Someone thought of healing, but all I really wanna know, oh, was you.
I'm just going to butt in there as well, just to mention three-part harmonies. It's one of those things that really enhances a sound, especially live. Kind of having three voices that can harmonize with each other, be accurate, hold notes. So yeah, you can't beat harmonies, in my opinion. Three-part harmonies even better. Sometimes what you'll find is that bands, when they play live, they might have done backing vocals on the recording, and then when they come to play live, rather than the singer harmonizing with himself, which often happens on the album, it's now down to the guitarist or the bassist or the drummer to try and harmonize with the lead vocalist. And sometimes that kind of harmony backing vocal isn't as strong, because obviously on the recording it was the original singer, and that happens plenty of times where the guitarist just tries to do a job and you get a bit of a watered down version live, but here you got some really great backing vocals going on.
Show me the way, I want you. Show me the way, I want you. Every day.
And just breaking down that lead break there, Peter's got an amazing sense of melody. You know, he's not shredding all over the place, playing a million notes a second, but he's playing something that is really going to talk. You know, that's the kind of whole point of the effect, and it's really going to sit into the song. It's not going to sound out of place. And when you're listening to that lead break, there's no point in you getting bored, because it's like listening to someone talk. You're kind of just waiting to hear what the next words are, effectively. And you know, it's a really interesting little solo that he does, you know, really taking kind of standard pentatonic shape, but then adding in natural kind of minor notes which take it to a more kind of somber place, if you kind of know what that's all about if you play guitar. But yeah, really cool addition to the lead there, just adding in some extra notes that you're not expecting, and just making it really interesting to listen to, coupled with the effect of that voice and the melody that he puts into his solo. You know, it's one of those solos that you know, you just listen to it, and by the time the solo's finished, you then realize, oh, that was, I didn't get bored, and that was the end of the solo. And that's often a really good indication that you're watching someone who's at the top of their game. A name that pops to mind here is Brian May. It seems like every solo that he ever played just fitted the song perfectly, and Queen did so many different styles of songs. That, yeah, having that ability to adapt and manipulate your playing to fit the song is really a skill and a talent in itself. And Peter's one of those players that can just throw in a line that's just sits in the song so well, and you're never going to get bored of hearing it. And you can sing it back. Another thing that Brian May did amazingly well. You know, you see yourself kind of walking around humming solos or singing solos because they were that strong melodically.
I feel so unashamed. I can't believe this is happening to me. I watch you when you're sleeping, then I wanna take your love. I want you. Show me the way. I want you. Show me.
And then we go in for the final kind of chorus to the end. I don't want this video to go on for too long, but yeah, Peter Frampton, really cool melodic guitar solos, cool effect here with the Talkbox as well, and yeah, great voice. Like I said, a standalone voice. If you wanted to be a frontman, he could be waltzing around the stage and nobody would question that vocal. But yeah, really, really cool stuff here. And just a final thought, it looks like I could actually be the missing member of this band, because they've all got similar hair. But anyway, let's move on. Thank you so much for suggesting this video. Keep those suggestions coming in the comments below. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe, and I'll see you guys at the next one. Rock!